Hi, I'm Brian Weber. It's time to talk hoops, and for that, I'm pleased to be joined by our basketball analyst, Marques Johnson. The Bulls and Heat have separated themselves from the rest of the Eastern Pack. They're going to play each other 3 more times in the regular season, if that matters. Let's focus on the present. Who's the better team right now?
Well, I mean, I think it does matter. You know, you want to try and establish your dominance if you can in the regular season, and maybe there's some carryover in the playoffs. I say the Bulls are the better team right now as we speak. I mean, I like the way this team is configured. Luol Deng, to me, is a very underrated small forward in this league that can do so many different things. And the one thing about this team, Brian, is that their defense, they go out, and the Heat are great defensively too, but this team has a little bit more depth in terms of guys coming off the bench when you can bring in a Taj Gibson or Kyle Korver or some of these other players to come in and give you even more offensive punch and defensive punch. And then Kyle Korver made the point. Now, I don't know if he's taking a slap or a swipe at LeBron James, but that Derrick Rose was the best closer in the game. And
that's not too veiled.
He's not afraid to take the big shot. He doesn't care if he misses that big shot. He's going to take it. He's got that kind of, those kind of cojones, and we love him for that. So, I mean, what they do, Derrick Rose has just proven that, he is a guy that can manufacture that big shot down the stretch to help his team win.
Well, in your storied career, you wanted to take the last shot, even if Sidney Moncrief had the ball in Milwaukee. So how fair is the criticism that LeBron James is getting for being reluctant to take the final shot?
See, I like to keep it real, at least 90% real. And I was the guy that I would penetrate and look to kick it to one of those shooters, Brian Winters, Junior Bridgman, Sidney Moncrief, because I didn't have the confidence in my jump shot consistently to take that shot down the stretch that it was going to go in.
So you knew that?
Yeah, and I knew that. And I think LeBron understands that, too, about his game. But I fall more in the school of a Dan Liebertard of the Miami Herald, who covers the Heat. And he talks about with LeBron, the bar is going to always move. Now, if he would have knocked down that shot in the All-Star game to win the game, he brings it back, hits the game winner, we would have said what? What would the storyline be?
He's the king and he's clutch.
No, it would have been, it's an All-Star game. Who cares? Do it in the playoffs. He does it in the first round of the playoffs, and it's like, yeah, great first round. Do it in the finals. He does it the 7th game, NBA championship, knocked down the game winner, 7th game. It's like, yeah, but he had to do it with Dwayne Wade. He didn't do it by himself. I'm saying the naysayers and the haters are always going to find a reason to do it.
He doesn't have the mentality, or it's not in his DNA.
Well, yeah, but to me, that's okay, because if you can give me 35 points, 15 rebounds, 12 assists, and get me in a position to win, get me in a position, as long as I'm a coach, and Eric Spoelstra understands that. They're talking more, when you read about Miami right now, they're talking about passing the ball and trusting the role players, Udonis Haslem and Mike Miller and some of these other guys. So they're talking about that's going to be their approach, because they're starting to understand that they don't want to put all that pressure on LeBron James, and that's just who he is. But he's still a great player. Don't get me wrong, but he's not Kobe, he's not Michael in those types of situations. But not many people are.
Nothing wrong with being Scottie Pippen.
Not many people are.
Get you in the Hall of Fame. Let's wrap it up with what's going on in Boston. A lot of conversation about the future of Rajon Rondo. Should they build this team around him going down the road, or move him prior to the deadline?
Well, the question becomes now, who do you get in return that's going to be comparable to Rondo? Russell Westbrook's name's come to mind. I mean, Derrick Rose, obviously, but they're not getting rid of him. There's been some talk about Westbrook and Kevin Durant and their ability to get along as players. But to me, unless you're going to get somebody of that level, of that talent, of that skill set, like a Westbrook, what's the point in the conversation? If you can bring in a Kevin Love or something and package him, then maybe you think about doing something like that. But there's not a whole lot of point guards that can get you, 15 points, 15 rebounds, 20 assists in a game. And Rondo has shown that he has the ability to lead this team, to play great defense. Now, I wish he would improve his 18 to 20-foot jump shot, because at times that becomes a major liability on the floor. But he's still a young player, a lot of time to kind of work and improve different deficiencies in this game. But again, who's out there? I don't see anybody out there that's
the Chris Paul deal would have made sense.
Sure.
But you're right.
Right.
You got to trade an asset like that for something of equal value. As always, we appreciate the insights. Don't forget, FoxSports.com has you covered for all your basketball needs. For Marques, I'm Brian. We'll see you next time.